Hello lovely people, I'm Catherine and welcome to this week's episode of Park Home Life. This week I got the chance finally to see something in real life that I've been wanting to see for years and just never got the chance. And that is the red dress. If you haven't heard of it, I hope that's now in frame. This project is the brainchild of a British artist who lives not very far away from me here in the West Country of England, called Kirsty MacLeod. And the dress has been stitched upon by hundreds of women in countries all across the world, and all panels of it have, and then it's been assembled and then stitched on some more. And the dress has toured the world, and it's been in some of the finest art museums and galleries all over the world. It's been worn by heads of state and some of the women who worked on it as well. It's been worn by Kirsty herself as part of an art installation some years ago. And to be in the same room with it was just incredible. And it was in a little place, a farm building basically, just up the road from where I live, Hawker's Farm, just outside Shaftesbury, where they do stitch and mend workshops and things like that. But it was a very unassuming little place, and there was this amazing dress. So I spoke to the lady there who was curating, and she very kindly said I could share a video with you all. Now, I've shared the video, and I haven't done any talking or anything, because playing in the background was a video, in the gallery of Kirsty herself talking about the dress, and there's some music, and she's it's little snippets of her travels talking to the people that worked on the dress. I've cleaned up the volume as much as I can, so I hope you can hear that. But I will, of course, put a link to the website, the Red Dress website, and you can go and read more about it. But I'll just read you a little snippet from this book, just the beginning. It says, "The Red Dress Project, conceived by British artist Kirsty MacLeod, provides an artistic platform for women around the world, many of whom are marginalised and live in poverty, to tell their personal stories through embroidery. From 2009 to 2022, pieces of the red dress travelled the globe, being continuously embroidered onto. Constructed out of 84 pieces of burgundy silk dupion, the garment has been worked on by 343 women and 7 men from 46 countries. Embroiderers include female refugees, women seeking asylum, victims of war, impoverished women, and then there's a great big list of all the countries in the world that all those women are from. So it's a beautiful object in its own right, if you've never seen images of it or anything. I've done my best with the lighting and everything. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a proper gallery as such, in the hope that you can see it. But beyond that, it's actually, to me, was what it represented. I found it so moving to be in its presence. All the stories that are stitched within it, all the stories of those women whose hands had handled it and stitched it and worked on it. Anyway, enough wittering. I hope you enjoy seeing my little video of the dress, and then I'll come back and tell you what's up after that.
The commission for this dress provided income for women and allowed lots of them to send their children to school, and gives them independence from their partners, which in some cases is really helpful. I'm currently on a bus on the way to the shop house from Mexico City. Really excited, can't wait to meet Claire and Daneda. I think then that's going to be the real moment of connection, like after all these years, it's going to be the first time that I've met someone that has worked on it, and being able to show them the dress, their piece of work within the dress, really, really special. wherever you are in the world, having a film crew and a big red dress come into your house, it's such a kind of unusual experience. They have to get permission for us to be there. It feels like, of course, this is quite a privilege. It's another beautiful example of how the dress has managed to get rid of water. So this is the bodice. And then here we have Afghanistan and Lebanon. These are the refugees in the refugee camp. So they all use embroidery as a way of helping them get their lives back together, empowering themselves, earning a living, and finding support. So here's the dress. And we have handles here from, the bottom one is from Sweden. And this lady is a violinist, you know, but she embroiders as well, and she used to use wool. Here we have Rwanda, women recovering from war. They call it from darkness to light. This is DR Congo in Africa. These women are recovering from civil war. And these are the rights they now feel they have gained through their embroidery. Over a third of the women who have worked on the dress are either living in refugee camps or have gone through war, or are living in extreme poverty. This is the front, and there's a nader, and there you are. Yeah. It's a beautiful piece of embroidery that you made. Thank you very much.
Cada lugar hay diferentes trabajos, pero gracias a ella que se le gustó mi trabajo, que lo hice.
And how does it feel for her to see her work within the whole piece?
¿Qué sientes tú al ver todo el vestido y ver en él el trabajo realizado? ¿Qué sensación te da? Estoy tan feliz. Tan feliz por el trabajo que realicé, y hay muchos que lo hicieron también. ¿Están listos también? Sí.
The artisans and the creators of this dress, they've really put a lot of heart and soul into it, sharing a lot of their lives and invested a lot of their time. When you think how many stitches are in the mind just boggles. Each of the panels has somewhere around the region of 10,000 to 500,000 stitches in it. So we're talking millions and millions of stitches. To go back to the countries that are represented on the dress, to let them hold the fabric, try on the dress. It makes you bigger, spreads you out. You feel very special wearing it. Yeah, empowering, I think is probably the word. Finally getting something to see. Yes, her story is such a one of hope, and one I'm really looking forward to sharing as much of as possible, because she's become such a role model in her community. It's this wonderful story of having nothing, and through her own courage and self-will and determination, she's like got the most amazing life now. The importance has shifted from the dress as an art piece to now the creators of the dress, and that to me now is the main focus. Being in Hilaria's house, embroidering it with Hilaria and her family, and showing them in that situation. That's the beauty of what I think this dress now represents. Again. More important is community and love and support. Ultimately, we're being through similar and we able to support each other. I think it's very more important than that in life. It's very, very clear to me that it's about getting the stories and images out and to be able to see things when they deserve it.
Just come up from camp in India, and it was very and I think that it is very those little symbolic panels, right? Each job was they make his hands and they so
Well, I hope that gave you at least some of the feeling if you haven't had a chance to see it in person. It is still travelling. I believe it's somewhere in the US next year. If you have a look on the website that I'll link, down below, click on the little word more. It will tell you if it's coming to anywhere near where you are. But you'll also find videos of it online and lots of photos. So after I'd done that, Stella had to wait in the car. We went for a little walk, and literally a few hundred yards away from the farm where the dress is was, I should just say it's only there until the 5th of December, which I think is today. So yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to share with you earlier to give you a chance to go and see it if you didn't know about it. What was I saying? Yeah, so after I'd seen the dress, just up the road, a few hundred yards, is a woodland trust-owned wood called Duncliffe Wood, which is a woodland I'd never visited before, and it was absolutely beautiful. So Stella and I went and had a walk. Now I took lots of footage. I used my little handheld sticky thing for to hold the camera, which I think is better. So you'll have to let me know if you agree. It certainly meant I could get further away from myself with my arm. In one part of the video, I'll start talking about Ed's bench as if you know what I'm talking about. I did film a little bit explaining about Ed's bench, but apparently I didn't press record. So just so you know, the bench that I refer to is in the middle of the woods was this memorial bench, with a little plaque on, saying it was dedicated to a gentleman called Edward, and in brackets he was known as Ed, who was born in 1980 and sadly died in 2013, so he wasn't very old. But there was a quote from him on the plaque that said, "Ed always said, wood is good." So I had a little sit on his bench and you'll see that. So that's the story of Ed's bench. So I hope you enjoy the walk with us. And when we came back from the walk, Stella, you'll see what happened, needed a bath. So following on from the walk will be a little bit of footage of me giving Stella a bath. So when you've watched all that, I'll come back at the end and have another little chat with you. So enjoy the walk and the bath. Okay, so welcome to Duncliffe Wood. It's one of the largest woods in North Dorset. It's mentioned in the Domesday book. I've never been here before, so we're going to have a walk and an explore. There's lots of wildlife, but probably not so much at this time of year. I'll definitely be back in spring to see the bluebells. And you see that they're all different roots. So there's the bluebell root, the butterfly root, the owl root, and the oak leaf root. And that's a plan of the wood, and you are here with me. So we're going to go and have an explore. But before we do, I just want to show you this. How cute is this? Some poor little person went home without their welly boot. Someone's left it here for them to find. And also there's a dedicated little place there, pinned to the post, with lost and found items. Some sunglasses and a little dog collar and various bits and bobs. I just thought that was really sweet. Anyway, let's go and have a walk. So you see the wood there. If you look up through the path, you see there's Duncliffe Hill, which is actually 2 hills for the price of 1. So we're going to walk up this path. You see those people in the distance. Stella has disappeared. Oh, she's there. She's camouflaged. I need to put, high vis on her. So we're going to walk up this path and I haven't planned which. Oh, she's lost her bandana. She'll pick that up. Stells, you've lost your bandana. Come here. I'll have to stop to put it back on. I can get it off with one hand, but I don't think I can put it back on. There's a bit of a ruckus going on up there as well. Well, I'll stop filming. When those people have gone past, I'll start again. We're just coming up to the gate now, and I'm on my own for a minute. I shall actually, hang on a sec. Hello. I bought my thingy bob so I can get you further away. My it's not a selfie stick, it's a little handheld tripod. Anyway, so I'm very fetching, as you can see, on my red hat that I've had for about 20 years. The felt flower a friend of mine made. I found my wristies. They were in my hat. And I've got a scarf on because it's a bit chilly. So anyway, we're going to go up into the woods. I'll just turn you a little bit. There's Stella. And have a little walk. And I'll share little bits of it here and there. I'll just scan you so you can see the wider view looking from the woods out. Bye bye. I don't know why I've stopped talking. Anyway, you don't need to hear me all the time. So it's really, you know, in the middle of farm. I'm coming back, don't be scared. Boo. So it's really in the middle of farmland, and it's this sort of self-contained woodland area. So let's have a little walk. Are you coming, Stells? Welcome to Duncliffe Wood, it says. It's quite nice having you on this stick. It's the first time I've used it, and I think it's less wobbly. So there's a steep hill up ahead and some people, and a gate which opens inwards. Not sure it's shut, yes. You hear the birds. And so you can either stay on the main paths, which are kind of, you know, stone, or you can go off on these other muddy paths. And I feel like doing the muddy paths, I think. I think we'll go this way. I'll just show you. Because there's a little bridge, and I love a little bridge. See the bridge where Stella is? She is the little Billy Goat Gruff. You know that story. I'm going to be the medium-sized and the big Billy Goat Gruff all in one. We're not afraid of trolls. It would have to be a very small troll to hide under there. I shall show you. There's not even any water. Do you see? So I don't think we need to worry. Am I showing you? Just showing you a load of undergrowth. Yes, there we go. So I don't think we need to worry about trolls. But look how beautiful it is up ahead. So I shall turn you around so you can see the woods and not me. We've come back out onto the main path because it got very boggy and muddy. So we turned around and came back. Oh, we cut through and we're now back on the main path. But it's a hill, so you're going to get me huffing and puffing again. Remember at Simonsbury a few weeks ago? It's not as steep as the hill in Simonsbury, whose name I've... Colmers Hill, there we go. Thank you, brain. But it's a bit steep. Still, stay here. So, sorry, hold the stick up, Catherine, so they can see where we're going and not where your feet are. I'll just stop a minute to listen to the water. That's my excuse. It's quite lovely. I love a winter wood. Well, I love a wood at any time of year, but something about on a day like this, the quietness, apart from my heavy breathing, and the bare branches, there's just a few leaves clinging onto the hazels. I always say about hazels that they're first out and last away. In other words, in mixed deciduous woodland that I'm used to, they're usually the leaves that come out first at the beginning of the year, and they're the last ones to give up and fall off. Sturdy little leaves, the hazels. So, oh, look at that tree right up there. Can you see right on the horizon of the path there, just above? Some very dark branches and kind of orangey coloured leaves. I don't know what kind of tree it is yet. Stella keeps taking side tours. She's having a great time. So we'll see when we get there. Sniffing. Oh, sorry, it's cold. Making my nose run. And I don't have a hanky. So I have to sniff. Another post there. All these posts have got little symbols on of the different routes that I showed you on the guide down there. So some have got an oak leaf, some have got a bluebell. The butterfly one's down before you enter the wood. There's kind of grassland planted. And that's the butterfly route, but we'll do that one in the summer. Styles! Oh no, Stella! Look what she's doing. Stella! Sorry for me shouting. I'll have to go and stop her. Oh, Styles! I thought we all thought you'd stop this. Stop it. Come on. This way. This way, hurry up. And I have to go in the car with her for half an hour. Oh dear. That was because we were all saying, oh, it's over now. She stopped that little game of rolling in the fox poo. And she was just thinking, yeah, you wait. Look at her. Look how happy she is with herself now. She won't be so happy when she goes in the bath. Yes, poor Stells. I can smell her from here. Oh, that is a butterfly route. Go downwind of me. And now, let's have a look back down. You see, there's a hill I just came up. It's quite lovely. I do think it's less wobbly with this stick. Did I say that already? Look, do you see? Do you see? On the post is a little butterfly. And a Stinky Stella. That's your new name, Stinky Stella. Come on, there won't be butterflies in December, so we'll go on. We'll go on up the hill. Oh well, at least her rolling in the fox poo got my breath back a little bit. Always look on the bright side. Come on. And also now, if she rolls in fox poo, so what? So I don't need to worry anymore. And she's, oh dear. Bandana's come off again. That was from the rolling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and encase it in a dog poo bag. I'll be back in a moment. You don't need to see that. Exhibit A, my lord. One stinky bandana. It'll have to get washed. Anyway. Oh, there's another dog up ahead, so I'll just stop recording for a minute. I found the beautiful tree. It's an oak. I kind of thought it was, by the darkness of the trunk and the colour of the leaves. It's not a very old oak, although actually it's multi-stemmed, so it's obviously been cut at one point and regrown or damaged. So it's got 3 stems. Come here, Stels. A very jolly black Labrador just came by with her owner and they had a little game. Black Labrador is called Mabel, like my car. Yes, it's got 3 stems, so actually to gauge the age of that you look at the girth of it below where the 3 stems are. So it's probably, I don't know, 80 years old, something like that. It's not a really old one. Just going by the rule of thumb of the diameter of the trunk in centimetres, which isn't an exact science, but that's how I do it. I might be wrong. So we've come to the top of the hill and there's a crossroads. We're literally at a crossroads. Styles, come on. I don't like her going too far when we're somewhere different. I know there's no roads or anything near, but you know. What? Now, we could go this way. Up there, or down there, down and up again. That always makes me stop and think, having to go down and up again. Or we could go Styles. And this tells you that that's the oak, that main path, and what's the one at the top? I can't work out what that symbol at the top is. Looks more like a fish, but I don't think, unless you have to swim. There's another one that goes up there, but that's very steep. Or we could go straight on. I quite like the look of this one to my right. So let's go this way. We can at least go do the down and then assess the up when we get there, because we'll have to go up whatever. If we come back, we'll be going up. It's lovely and peaceful. I do like walks like this where there are other people now and then, so you don't feel you're completely alone. But it's not, you know, as we say in the UK, Piccadilly Circus, when we mean something's busy. Piccadilly Circus, if you don't know, is a big square in London with lots of traffic. A doggy barking in the distance. Oh, it's a beautiful wood. This part of the wood is very young, you see. Oh, little stems everywhere, so this has all been replanted. Very possibly in the 80s and since, and coppiced probably. That you see those multi-stemmed hazels, so they've been coppiced, which if you don't know just means cut off at the ground and then they grow multiple stems. There's lots of trees that will do that, and that makes them a more sustainable source for firewood, or, you know, using for garden structures and things like that. In fact, you actually do the tree good. So I'm sitting here on Ed's bench, and I can call him Ed because where his name was written it said Ed in brackets after Edward. I'm thinking what a lovely thing it is to have a bench in a woods dedicated to you. It's just such a lovely place to sit and think about someone you never even met, but you sit in a place and think about them. I don't really know how to put it into words, but I just found it very moving. So I've sat here for a little while, and now we'll go on and see where we get to. Getting down carefully. It's quite a high bench. I had to swing my legs. My bag over my shoulder. I brought the wrong bag. I should have brought my crossover bag, but I didn't. So it's a bit of a struggle. There we go. Stella is having her best fun. So we'll just go along here. Hear crows, or are they rooks? And a dog barking in the very distance. We're kind of on a ridge, sort of a terrace if you like, because up there that goes uphill, and we're reasonably level here, and then there it goes downhill. You can hear some stones under all these fallen leaves, so it's quite nice to walk on. The sky is grey, but I quite like it. Don't always have to have a blue sky. See, the clouds are very high and quite thin. Look how they make a halo around those trees there. It's a lot less wobbly, isn't it? Still a bit wobbly, but not as wobbly, I hope. And also because most of the leaves have gone, you get little glimpses through the trees of the distant landscape. There's an opening coming up here, I'll show you. Can you see through there? I'll try and zoom you in a bit. Just little glimpses of hills in the distance. Zooming you back out. I'm glad I found my fingerless gloves. I don't know if we can do a circuit or If at one point we'll have to turn around. I used to not like turning around on walks. I always I'd rather walk for miles than turn around and go back. But maybe it's because I've got older. I don't mind, because I think if you turn around and go back, you get a different view. It's the same path, but you're going in a different direction. Maybe that's just a way of justifying not have to walk for miles. It's quite a lovely path. Oh, there's a nice view, which I nearly missed because I was looking at the path. I'll bring you slowly round so you don't get dizzy. Stells, I'm stopping to look at the view. She doesn't understand stopping to look at views. See there? And the dog barking. He's not moving. Maybe he's at a farm or something. You know, the sound's coming from the same place all the time. Go on a bit more, Stells, see where we get to. So I'll walk on a little bit more and I'll come back to you in a little while. So I've walked on maybe 15-20 minutes more, and the path is still going straight on and on. So I am going to turn around and go back. See here, this little stump. Oh, pigeon. With a little twiggy growth coming out of it. So turning round and back we go. Because I do think it's getting on for time for a cup of tea, and obviously somebody's going to need a bath when we get home. So we can come back another day. You hear the dog still barking. I don't know if there's a kennels. Maybe there's a kennels, you know, a boarding facility for dogs. Well, I'll just keep you with me for a bit, because I remember I passed this mossy trunk up here. No, this way, Stealth. That's a deer track, we're not going up there. Oh, there's a deer track. There have been people up there, do you see this? Footprints. But we'll stay on the main path. I'll show you this mossy trunk. It looked like a kind of little woodland being to someone with a vivid imagination like myself. It's just past where Stella is. Stella, you've got a bit of bramble stuck to you. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. Stella, you're sitting on a shopping bag in the car. Here, look, this. It's from the other side, really. Look, can you imagine a face? If you really squint. And then all the little twigs sticking out of the top are his hair. Lovely mossy stump. Okay, let's go. There's someone coming, so I'll stop recording and I'll come back to you in a little while. We're just passing Ed's bench again, and Stella's jumped up on it. I just wanted to show you. Come on, Stells. Go back to the car. Bye bye, Ed's bench. Sorry for the wobbling, that was me putting my bag over my shoulder. So I'm just coming back towards the crossroads, and I'll turn left and go back towards the car. So I hope you liked that little walk around Duncliffe Wood with us, and I'll see you in a little while when I'm sitting in my chair with a cup of tea. Oh, actually, I did think I'll try and set up the tripod in the bathroom so you can watch Stella have a bath. If you think you'd like that. I'll try. I can't promise. I have to see how it works. It's quite small in there. Anyway. So I hope you enjoyed that little walk around Duncliffe Wood. And I'll see you in a little while when I'm sitting back in my chair with a nice cup of tea. See you in a mo. Okay. Let the water warm. You stay there. It's all right. Get down on my knees. It's all right. It's all right. You don't need to shiver. It's a good girl. Hold on. Make sure it's nice. There we go. Right, give me a little rinse first. Oh, you've got it all in your beard and everywhere. Look at the colour of that water. Oh, hang on, it's getting a bit warm. More cold. There we go. Loosen up. Put your chin up. If only you could make a connection between rolling in the fox poo and having a bath, maybe you wouldn't do it. It's a bit warm. In your belly. There's a good girl. Oops, don't splash it everywhere, Kathleen. That's a good girl. Do your face last, because when you get your head wet, that's blue shake, isn't it? You've got it everywhere. You did a really good job, didn't you? Oh, hang on, there's a bit of wood coming off. Don't like that in the drain, do we? There's a good girl. It's a bit of moss. You brought a bit of moss home with you. You were gathering moss. Right now, shampoo. I've got it ready in this jug. A bit of water on it. Turn the water off for a minute. No. I need to get the shampoo now. There's a good girl. Don't wet your back because there's no poo on your back. Oops, missed you with that. Put some in my hand. Get it under there. I'll splosh it. I'm sorry. What are you doing? Put your leg down. There's a good girl. Do your beard. Do your beard. I'll give your head just a really good rinse. There we go. Let's give you a rinse now. Just wait a minute. No, stay. You stay. Good girl. Gosh, they're only small, but you've got a lot of fur, haven't you? In a little minute you'll get the towel and you like that. Oh dear. Poor little bedraggled thing. Right, new face. There's a towel behind me. Chin up. Right, try not to get it up your nose. You look like a poodle. I know. Good girl. Do your nose with my hand. Come here. Right, now we have to do your ears. Just the outside of them. Don't want to get water in them. There's a good girl. And the other one. I'll give them a good dry as well. Very dry. There's a good girl. You're a good girl, aren't you? Right. I'll keep my hand on you while turning the tap off. And come and clean the bath now, you're all shivery. Give you a bit of a squeeze. Gently, gently. Right, just get your towel. Well, no shaking, no shaking, no shaking. Go that way. There's a good girl. Dry your face. Dry your face. And get all the worst off with this, and then we'll get a clean towel. We'll get a clean towel. And you'll still smell. We still haven't tried the ketchup trick, have we? No. I'm going to have to wash this towel and the other towel and little quilt from the back of the car. Although I did sit you on a bag, you did move, didn't you, on the journey? So we need to wash your little quilt. And we need to wash your bandana. I think we'll do that tomorrow. It's a bit late in the day now. And then hopefully we'll be able to hang it outside to dry at least a bit. Look. Oh, that tap's having a little drip. It's alright, it's just having a little drip. Right. Wait there. You stay there. And there's a good girl. So I hope that worked. I hope you saw at least some of that. I'll go and get her a dry towel. Good girl. Stay. Dry towel. Good girl. In fact, it's the other half of the same towel. We cut it in half, didn't we? Eh? Okay. I'm going to lift her out now. Come on then. Up we go. So I hope you enjoyed this week's mishmash. I've got a cup of tea. Cheers. Cheers if you've got a cup of tea as well, or a cup of something, or whatever. Yeah, I have been thinking about... Sorry, I'm going to have a sip of my tea since it's here. I've been thinking about the red dress and what it meant to me, you know, on a personal level, but also what it means, sort of, you know, words globally, on a globe. I don't mean globally as in the earth, I mean universally, maybe. Let's just go for the whole universe when in doubt. The kind of, the sense of community and the way of telling story through stitching. It resonates, it's a word I've been using a lot lately, I think, so strongly. You know, the community we've built here, those of you who stitch along with me all over the world. And I know we're not, any of us, maybe in the same position as the women who stitched in that dress, but we all have our own stories as well, don't we? That mean a lot to us, and it's about individual stories, I think, but also sharing those stories and supporting each other in a sense. And maybe that's partly why I found it so moving. Often when things move us, it's because we connect on a very personal level with them, isn't it? So those were my rather random thoughts. Not random. What's the word? My words. I'm sorry. I will say that the morning that I went to the exhibition, it was actually a couple of days ago, I woke up feeling very flat and unhappy, basically. I have those days. I know we all do. And I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed even. But it was my last chance in this week to go to that exhibition. So I've got a bit of a frog. I'm going to have another sip of tea and hopefully not lose my train of thought. Yes, it was my last chance to go to that exhibition and see the dress and share it with you all. And probably if it had just been for myself, if I had only just been going to look at it for myself, it's very possible that I wouldn't have bothered because I felt quite low. But because I had made a plan in my mind to share it with you, because I wanted to share it with you all, I made myself get up and go out. And then go for a walk, and I came home feeling 5 million times better. 5 million times better. And I know it's hard sometimes, isn't it, to make yourself when you don't want to. I know that especially it's winter here, or it's winter already. If you're in those seasons when it's not sunny and warm and it's not inviting you to go outside, sometimes you sit in your home and you look out of the window and you just cocoon, and that's fine as well. Cocooning's great. I have those lovely days when it's all cosy in here and the rain's lashing down and I'm stitching or journaling or whatever. But other times you feel, or I know, I'll speak for myself and then you can tell me if it's the same for you. I know that I would feel better if I even just went for a little walk here in the local woods, which is, not even 5 minutes from my door. I'm so lucky with that. I know that just a 15-minute walk would perk me up, but it's getting the wherewithal, the sort of the strength to take that first step out of the door, isn't it, sometimes? I think that's what I'm trying to say. So the fact that I had to, in inverted commas, go to see the dress because I wanted to share it with you, I'd made that commitment, not to you openly, only to myself, but I hope you see what I mean. So I woke up thinking, I don't feel very good, and all the kinds of stuff was going around in my head over, my personal history and all that kind of thing, and there's still some unresolved things that I'm working to resolve, that I'll be glad when I can just draw a line under those, but whatever stuff you've got going on in your life, and you think, I really don't want to, I just want to shut the world out and hunker down. And sometimes, like I said, if that's done in a sort of cosy way, a nesting, cocooning kind of way, great, but other times, if you're unhappy and you know that going and doing something will make you feel better, it's just taking that first step. And I talked about it back in the summer when I was beginning to tell you what was going on in my life whilst doing the stitching videos, before I started the Park Home Life series, that taking the first step is always the hardest, and something I've always said to myself, and it doesn't always work, sometimes it doesn't work, but I just say to myself, I might say, just go outside the door, one step outside the door, and stand and look up at the sky, or I can look over the roofs of the other park homes and see the trees on the edge of the wood. Just go and stand there and listen to the birds and look at the sky. And then the next step might be, well, I'm out now, let's put the boots on and get Stella's lead and have a little walk just up to the end of the lane and back. And then, sometimes before you know it, you've walked for an hour and you've come back and you feel better. But it's just giving yourself the goal of just one little step, rather than saying, oh, this is ridiculous, I have to go out and have a whole day of doing stuff. That's overwhelming sometimes. I'm sorry. I think I get the frog thing with nerves. I'm not nervous talking to you at all. I feel like we're in the same room and I'm just talking to you, you know, face to face. I think it's because of stuff. I think that's what my voice is. Because often, sorry, I've gone on a tangent. Often, these days when I'm making the stitching videos and the journaling videos, I don't have that anymore. And I've had that for the past year. I think it's, you know, many of you have suggested remedies for frogs in the throat and all that kind of thing. I think it's very much, with me, it's a kind of emotional response. Anyway, I'm going to have a sip of tea. Tea that heals all ills. It's a very British thing. Whenever there's, you know, a catastrophe or a trauma or something, at one point somebody always says, "Oh, put kettle on, let's have a cup of tea." At least they say it like that if they're a northerner. I'm sorry, I'm going to have a little cough. Away from the microphone, hopefully. I don't like to stop and start, and I don't like to edit these sections either. So apologies for the cough. Yeah, what was I saying now? Yeah, about taking one step. So rather than overwhelming yourself, or for me, rather than overwhelming myself with a whole plan of things I'm going to do, I just give myself one very tiny little goal, which might just be to open my front door and step out and look up at the sky. And then if that's all I do, then great, you know, I've done something. But if it should lead to other things, then that's also great. And the fact that I said to myself, well, I'd planned already to go and see the red dress and have the walk to make this video for you. When I was driving there, I still wasn't feeling very good, and I was thinking, well, if you just look at the dress, that's fine. You can just, you know, go and see the dress, do the video, and then you can find something else, you know, the next day or the day after, because like I said, that was on Tuesday, so I had a couple of days extra. But when I went and saw the dress and talked to the two ladies there that were curating, I said, you know, I was uplifted, and then I did go and have that lovely big walk, which I really enjoyed. I hope that came across in the video. So maybe that's, you know, if I'm here to give you advice, which I don't think I am, you know, I don't feel I'm here to give you advice, I'm just here to share, you know, my thoughts on stuff. And you can take it however you like, but that would be to say, if you're in that sort of slump mood, whether it's just a general slump, it's sometimes we just feel like that for no reason, again in air quotes. Other times it's because of things that are going on in our lives. But, you know, whatever it may be, just take one little step in the right direction and just see where it leads. And if it's that one step and then you go back indoors and hunker down, then great, you did one step. Does that make sense? I hope so. So anyway, I'm going to have another sip of tea and read my message on my mug. I always have my tea in this mug that my lovely friend bought me as a housewarming gift. You got this. Well, it's not the kind of thing I say, actually, but it sums it, you know, it's what the kids say, isn't it? In it, it's down with the kids, in it. And my friend, I've got a friend who does, she calls it youth speak. She's nearly my age, but, you know, she does it to be funny. Anyway, I'm going to have a sip of my tea now, and then I'm going to say goodbye. So, yeah, so I got this, and you got this as well. We got this together. That's the big take home, I think, is community, whether it's people you have in your lives actually around you, friends and family, or whether it's here, you know, in this community here, all of us together. I've felt so supported by all of you over this past year. I know I keep saying it, but I really hope you understand how much it means to me. We have all got this. So thank you so much, as always, for watching and supporting me. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time for more park home life tales. Bye bye.